Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic and happy Thursday. I'm glad you're here. Today's Red Mic message: lead without pushing, correct without punishing. Going to go back and lean on Justin Meacham again. I was reading some of his old stuff and he was talking about what he called the no pitch method. It's a way to lead, influence, and sell without coming across as pushy. Well, the more I looked at it, the more I realized it lines up pretty well with a lot of the stuff that I used to do in coaching. And it directly relates to discipline and leadership too. Because whether you're running a team at work, coaching kids in the August heat, or trying to create buy in for a new idea, the principle's the same. People don't respond to pressure, they respond to clarity. They respond to, well, having a reason and having a purpose. But before we get to the rest of the Red Mic message, of course, Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. So let's jump back in. Here are the basics of Meacham's method. Number one, know your people, because every team has three groups: the now people, and those are the people who are ready and need help today. Now, doesn't matter if they're on your team or if you're trying to convert them as a prospect. You've got the now people, right? Then you've got the later people. They are watching, they're weighing, they're not sure. These are the people that have not said no, and you think you can convert them, so you keep working on them here, there, from time to time. And then you got the never people. They're not a fit. No amount of pushing will ever change that. When I was selling radio back in Wichita Falls, it used to drive me crazy because all of the metrics would say radio was always a good investment. I don't know if it still is now. Everything's so diffused and everything, but it used to kill me where businesses, and I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to say even the type of business, but they would put all of their money into TV, which is just prohibitively more expensive than radio. And I just knew, hey, if I could get them to convert $500, $1,000 a month, whatever it was, I knew I could show them a bump, a spike, and then that would lead to more money. But man, those people those TV heads, some of us called them, they were never going to convert at all. And those were your never people. I wasted way too much time on them. Learning that, I've learned that you have to focus on the ones who are ready and willing and the maybes. So then what do? Well, you start with their pain. Everybody's got their pain point. What problem are they trying to fix? What accomplishments are they wanting to try to pull off? So start with that, not your pitch. It's the whole classic sell me this pen thing in an interview. Well, a lot of people will start off and they'll start talking about, well, this is a great pen. Notice the clean lines. Notice the pretty ink. That's not how you sell a pen. You sell a pen by asking, what kind of stuff are you going to write? What do you need a pen for? And then you start addressing their pain issues, not selling your features. The features might work just fine, but if you don't know why they want a writing instrument, you're wasting your time and theirs. So starting with their pain, not your pitch. If a kid jumps off sides 3 times, yelling is not the answer. You got to fix the cadence. You got to address their nerves. You have to solve the real problem. Why are you unable to do this? What is going on in your noggin up there that this is not getting through? Work's no different. If deadlines are slipping, the issue is usually not that people are lazy. It's clarity. It's priorities, it's communication. People act when you speak directly to their problem using their words, using their ideas. You're not dumbing it down, you're just making it where they can understand you. And that's the key to communication, no matter what you're doing. Promise one win, not the whole season. You do not give a struggling player the entire playbook. You give him one thing to master. Do this, do this, do this. And once they get that, then you build on. Meacham calls those tiny wins. Coaches call it building the fundamentals. As a leader, you're going to call it momentum because that's what it's going to lead to. A small, achievable victory is going to build belief faster than any speeches ever will. Make it safe. Nobody thrives under fear. Athletes develop when they trust that the next step is safe. Employees commit when they're not worried about getting blindsided. Customers, well, they're going to move forward when your offer is simple and the risks make sense to them. Safety is going to lower resistance, and confidence is going to raise performance. Show quick proof. Progress is not something you argue, it's something you show. You got to show Concrete reasons. Why is this working better? Cleaner workflow, corrected mistakes, a short before and after assessment. These proof points will move people much more than entire paragraphs of persuasion. Show, don't tell. Individual consequences. Running a lap. As my players will tell you, yeah, coach used to make me run 3 poles or 4 poles or whatever it was. You miss an assignment, you got to run a lap. Mental mistake, we're all going to redo the rep. And it's not to embarrass you, it's to help you reset. Okay, that's the thing that my teams never got, I think. I think they all thought, oh, well, he's just punishing me. No, I'm using the negative reinforcement to get it through your head. Okay, if I screw up badly, I'm going to have to run. So at work, the lap's going to look like bad email, rewrite this, incorrect report, fix it, missed deadline, you're going to be in charge of the recovery plan. You have to own your mistakes, you have to correct your mistakes, and you have to grow from your mistakes. And just as importantly, don't make the same mistake again. You're going to make mistakes, and those are always forgivable. Where I have a problem and where a lot of leaders have problems is if you continually make the same mistakes over and over again. It's like that old adage, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, but expecting different results. Can't do it. All right. Team consequences. Well, what do you do when everybody messes up or one player's mistake hurts everybody? Well, you're going to make everybody take the lap. And again, it's not punishing the innocent, but it's to reinforce the truth. Your choices affect the people next to you. In the workplace, that could be a meeting to reset the mind frame, clarify the process, team huddle to tighten communication, stuff like that. It's not punishment, it's recalibration. Back to fundamentals. When everything feels sloppy, go back to basics. Footwork, alignment, steps, eyes, hands, heart. The workplace equivalent, you reteach the workflow, you reset your expectations, you review your roles, and you tighten up the communication patterns, because a reset ultimately is not a failure. It's how professionals stay sharp. You don't need pressure to lead. You need clarity. You don't correct with anger. You correct with consequence. The small wins are going to build belief. The clear expectations are going to create buy-in. Safe steps create movement. And correction creates discipline. Put it all together, you don't have to pitch. You don't have to sell, because you, your system, your team, people are going to follow you internally, externally, and it's because it's going to come across as being honest, fair, doable, and with repeatable achievements. And that's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you will give me a like, a follow, and a share. Tell you what, I would love it if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, for example. Give me a review. Also, you might have noticed I've launched a Buy Me a Coffee link, although my address is, I think it's Buy Me a Bourbon. The link is on all of my socials. You'll find it. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I'll see you again tomorrow. Hashtag Fun Friday. And by the way, the reason I'm early today is that I'm going to go have lunch with a dear friend. Don't see him very often. Not as often as I'd like, but we're catching up after a little bit, so I'm really looking forward to that. So I've got to go get some greasy tacos for breakfast. Sounds great, doesn't it? I'll see you again tomorrow. Until next time, life is short. Drink the bourbon.